And so this is the circuit diagram, right? And what about the pi naught will be there? This thing about E2 circuit. There is what about here? E2. This is the E2 here. Whenever the K equal to unity, already that voltage transmission is equal to unity, that I2 will be there. That I2 here. So that I2 when it is present here, whenever the load is connected here, that I2 which causes the flux, there is pi 2. So this is the pi 2 direction here. Again this pi 2 which produces the E2 dash. Again this E2 dash which produces the I2 dash. So this is the I2 dash direction here. I2 dash. So the I2 dash always opposes the I2 here. So the combination of I2 dash and I naught, there is nothing but what about I1. I1 here. So you can see V1. So the angle between the V1 and I naught, there is nothing but phi naught. So the angle between the V1 and I1 is nothing but phi 1. Okay. So this is the inductive circuit here. So just same thing I am going to take here. So this is the first one, applied voltage V1. This is what about here? This is the applied voltage V1. And what about this is the flux as a reference here, reference vector. So this is the 0 like origin. So now you can take this is the I naught. So first of all, managing component current, and this is the working component current here. So now we can take this is I2. So that is inductive circuit means I2. So this I2. So this I2 lags E2 by lags E1. Otherwise, if you take that E1 also, that E1 E2 by what about here pi 2. Now, so and this I2. So this is the combination of what about here managing component current, and this is the working component. So this is the direction. And if you extend this line here, exactly opposite direction you can see. Then you can get I2 dash here. Otherwise, you can take this is the exactly opposite direction. You can take this is the I2 dash. I2 dash here. And if you combine this, if you extend this I naught and here I2 dash, then you can get what about here I1. This I1, because the I1 is nothing but I naught plus I2 dash. So you can see, you can get this line like that. And this V1 and I naught you can get to the pi naught, and with respect to V1 and I1, then you can get to pi 1. So this is the pi 2 here. So this is the phasor diagram of that is circuit. So next, so transformer with winding resistance, but no magnetic leakage. Transformer with winding resistance, no magnetic leakage. No magnetic leakage means there is no flux will be leakage in the core. So the flux is which is leakage in the core means like that. It is called as a pi L2 here, pi L1. This is the leakage flux. But I am taking only transformer with winding. Winding resistance means like R1. So no magnetic leakage. When it is a magnetic leakage, when you consider the R1 including X1. So the leakage pi L is there is 2 pi FL, 2 pi F XL here. So there is the inductive reactance which possesses with so the inductive reactance. So there is what about there is L. You can take L equal to. So the inductive reactance which possesses inductive nature here. So because of this leakage flux. Okay. So an ideal transformer was supposed to possess no resistance, but in actual transformer there is always presence of resistance. So this resistance here, this is the practical transformer. But in ideal transformer there is no resistance here. There is no resistance. So there is no resistance in ideal transformer. So, but in an actual transfer, there is always present some resistance of the primary and the secondary winding as shown figure. In that figure, in the primary and secondary, we have some resistance. This is the resistance of the windings, R1 and R2 respectively. And due to this resistance, there is some voltage drop in the two windings. So, like I1 R1, I1 R1 voltage drop and I2 R2 voltage drop here. So, the result is that you can see the secondary terminal voltage is vectorially less than the secondary induced EMF, like so by an amount of I2 R2. So, where R2 is the resistance of the secondary winding and hence V2 is the V2 is equal to the vector difference of E2 and the resistive voltage of I2 R2. So simply I will go with the resistance of secondary. After that I will go with the resistance of primary here. Okay. So I will write with you. So here if there is no resistance, so what you get here? So if there is no resistance means here if there is no resistance, then the circuit is like that. So what you get here? So there is V1 equal to minus E1 and E2 equal to V2 by applying the KVL. So why? Because here if you take this is I naught is neglected here. So I have not considered the I naught here because I naught is neglected here. So I naught is neglected. So if there is no resistance, if there is no resistance, if there is no resistance, V1 equal to minus E1. V1 equal to minus E1 and E2 equal to V2. If resistance is constant, means here. If resistance is constant here, consider on primary and secondary. If resistance is constant, thereby the V1 has two components like V1 equal to, consider that V1 equal to minus E1 I1 R1 minus, there is what about here, there is the vector sum of minus E1 I1 R1. Now you can observe here. If the resistance is constant means I will go with here the circuit diagram. So here you can see if the resistance is constant means previous one you can see. So V1 equal to minus E1. That is what about here. Generally we have this V1 will comes into here. So this V1 comes to this here, this side here. So the V1 is here only. If the resistance is constant, there is some voltage drop here. There is I1 R1. So what about here I2? Here I2 will be there and here V2 will be there. So in this I2 will be there. There is I2 R2 in this. Is the. So here I1 R1 here. I1 R1. So this is the angle will take place here. So what about here? There is I2 dash, that is equal to K into I2. I2K. I2 dash equal to K into I2. So there is here, that is here minus E1. Here V1 will take place. V1. So the angle between the V1 and I1, this is the angle pi 1. So the angle between these two here, this is pi naught. So here there is what you write here. Here that is V1 equal this V1 equal to minus E1 plus here I1 R1. This circuit, this V1 equal to, so this circuit, so this V1 that should be shifted here only. That V1 equal to minus E1 plus I1 R1. Similarly, that E2 also, that E2 equal to, so that's why I have represented here minus E1, because if you take that is always, you can take E1, there is minus E1, minus sign indicates that is already we have discussed the phase diagram. If you draw the phase diagram here, this is the V1, exactly mirror shape, then you can get this is the minus, this is the E1. So that's why instead of here, you can write here only this phase diagram. There is minus E1 will take. This is the mirror shape. There is according to minus sign, the negative sign which indicates according to Lenz law. So that E2 equal to V2 plus I2 R2. That E2 equal to V2 plus I2 R2. So these are the two voltage I1, R1. So when this happened, when the resistance is considered here. In previous, in this case, now we observe here. So now observe here. In this case, the resistance is not considered here. The resistance here not considered here. You can observe there is no resistance here. But if resistance is considered here, the phase diagram will be changes here. So if there is no resistance, there is V1 equal. If there is no resistance means this is 0, then you can get what about here? This V1 equal to I1. Then E2 equal what here? That is here. That is so this E2 equal to what here? Then you can get this E2, this E2, V2 plus I2 R2. Here I2 R2 equal, there is no resistance with these 2 are 0 means then you can get these two relations again. So that's thing I am going to say here. So the result is that what about due to this resistance there is some voltage drop in the two windings. So the voltage drop will be I1 R1 and I2 R2. So the secondary terminal voltage it is equatorial less than the secondary induced EMF here. There is E2 by an amount I2 R2 where R2 is the resistance of the secondary winding. Number 208, please keep the 208 Anil. So hence V2 is equal to the vector difference of E2 and resistor of I2 R2. Then you can write. So V2 equal to E2 minus I2 R2. That V2 equal to E2 minus I. So there is what about this E2 minus I2 R2 after the KVL. So similarly, the primary induced EMF is equal to the vector difference of V1 and I1 R1. So V1 where R1 is the resistance of the primary winding. So there is E1 equal to this E1 equal to V1 minus this V1 minus I1 R1. I1 R1 here. I1 R1 here. So after getting this two, so I have to consider the magnetic leakage. So that is what about here. So before that, transfer with winding resistance, but no magnetic leakage here. No magnetic leakage. No magnetic leakage. So I have considered only winding resistance like primary and second, R1 and R2 respectively. Suppose if you consider the transfer with the magnetic leakage means, so the magnetic leakage is nothing but this one, pi L1 and pi L2. Pi L1 and pi L2. So now we will see. In case of ideal transfer, it has been assumed that all the flux linked with the primary winding and also links the secondary winding. In case of ideal transfer, but coming to practical transformer, but in practice, that is in practical transformer, all flux linked with the primary does not link the secondary. All flux linked with the primary. So all flux which is linked with the primary does not link with the secondary, but part of each. So part of which some value of flux will be leakaged. Some flux of some value of flux will be compressed passes through the air. Compressed passes through the air here. Compressed passes through the air around the core. Around the core. I showed figure. So there is nothing but here pi L1. That is the leakage flux. So this leakage flux only links with the primary, not secondary. This leakage flux only links with the primary, not secondary. That is what about the pi L1 only links with the primary, not secondary. The pi L2 also links with the secondary, not primary. Okay. So these are the two leakage fluxes. When you get here, in case of ideal transformer, so there is the flux only linked with the both primary and secondary winding. But coming to practical case, all flux linked with the primary does not link with the secondary, but part of it. So, but part of it. So this flux linked with the primary and secondary, but part of which it completes its magnetic circuit by passing through the air. So by part of it, some value of flux will be leakage through the air. Leakage through the air, that is nothing but pi L1. There is nothing but what about pi L1. So which links with the primary, not secondary. Which links with the primary, not secondary here. Okay. You always remember this. So generally, this is the common flux. This is what about this is the common flux. This is the common flux. This is the common flux. So which is always voltage dependent. Which is always voltage dependent. So what about the pi L1 and pi L2? So the pi L1 and pi L2 are the. So these fluxes are current dependent here. Current dependent. Current deployed because as the current is, so whenever the load is connected means the current which is passes to the winding, so some value of flux will be. So this current which produces the pi L1 and pi L2 here. So this pi L1 and pi L2 are current dependent and main flux is the voltage dependent here. So these leakage flux available at primary and secondary windings which are induces some additional EMFs. So that is what about here E L1 and E L2 here. These are the additional EMFs. So which are induces in both primary and secondary. So and these EMFs are always lagging behind the respective load currents by 90 degrees. Respective load currents by 90 degrees here. So why? Because suppose if you consider the flux, main flux, we have only E1. So that is what happened here. This is what about this is always lags. This E1 is lag. You can see if you take this the flux. This is what about here E1 and E2. You just forget about E2. So this is the V1 here. That is equal to minus E1. So this E1 with respect to this E1 and here you can see. I will write this flux and E1. So what happened here? This is the 90 degrees. So here also same. That is what about here 90. So with the help of main flux, we are getting E1. But due to this current, the flux is that is what about pi L1 because of this current. That is what about I1. With respect to primary and secondary side, the pi is with the help of main flux. We have E2 here. But you know that what about here? This pi L2 is present because of what about? Because of this pi L2 is present. So because of I2. So this pi L1 you can see. So this pi L1 lags EL1. That is what about this leakage. This is the leakage induced EMF. So there is 90 degrees lags. And similarly, this pi L2 lags EL2. Right? What about here? 90 degrees lagging here. So we need to overcome these two. Here. So we need to overcome this. What about here? So we need to overcome this. Excuse me. Pi L1, pi L2. We need to overcome this, and we need to neutralize this pi L1, pi L2 because the pi L1, pi L2 is not useful here. Only the main flux is useful, which is the voltage dependent. Okay. So the leakage flux is the flux which is linked with the links either primary or secondary, but not both. But it's not having any role for transferring power from one circuit to another circuit. Okay. That is what about. Otherwise, the pi L1 is not called the pi L2. That part you have to remember. Okay. So this flux is known as primary leakage flux. So why I'm saying what I'm saying? So this is the primary leakage flux, and is proportional to the primary ampere turns alone because the secondary turns do not link the magnetic circuit of pi L1. This one. So similarly, the this flux pi L1 which is in time phase with the I1 induces an EMF EL1. Already I tell you in primary, but not in secondary. That is what, but not in secondary here. So similarly, secondary parts sets of leakage flux pi L2 which links with the secondary winding alone and not with the primary turns. So thus this flux pi L2 which is in time phase with I2 and produces a self-induced EMF EL2 in secondary, but not in primary. Here. This flux pi L2 which is in time phase with the I2 produces self-induced EMF EL2 in secondary, but not in primary here. So now you take means what about here? Now we take, so the manual leakage flux always induces some additional EMFs both in primary and secondary. So that is what about here? That is EL1 and EL2. So because of this pi L1 and because of pi L2, that EL1 and EL2 are present. In order to take account of additional EMF due to manual leakage flux, so we need to overcome this manual leakage flux. So in order to take account of additional EMF due to manual leakage flux, additional voltage component should be assumed in the respective voltage sources, such that they are used to compensate EMFs. In the windings due to magnetic leakage flux. Such additional voltage component of the source should be out of 180 degrees with the leakage EMFs. So they should lead respective load currents by exactly 90 degrees here. Okay, that's why then you can get whatever that V1 equal to, so the reactance comes into picture, that V1 equal to minus E1 plus, so previous in case what you have discussed, V1 equal to minus E1 I1 R1. But because of this leakage flux from EL1 and EL2 both are present. So we need to overcome these two. Means how to overcome this, how to take additional voltage which is used to overcome this all. So that's why I have to take, that is V1 equal to minus E1 I1 half R1 plus JX1. But how to get this? Generally we have I1 X1 which is equal to EL1 or EX1. Okay, here X1 equal to what here? That X1 equal to EL1 by I1. Similarly. So where X1 is nothing but this X1. X1 is nothing but leakage reactance of primary. So similarly I2 X2, because what here? So we have the relation here. That is V1 equal to minus E1 I1 X1. That is what about I1? This is the imaginary I1 X1. So here this is the vector. So that is what about here? That is E2 equal to V2 plus JI2 X2 here. JI2 X2. So similarly here I2 X2 which is equal to EL2 or EX2. So here that I2 equal to, the otherwise this X2 equal to this X2. This X2 equal to, just wait. The I2 X2. Here that X2 equal to, here this EL2. Otherwise this is the EX2. EL2 by I2 here. This X2 is nothing, this one. This X1 is nothing, this one. So finally we'll write you. So already we know that the transfer winding with resistance, no manual leakage plus we have the relation, this V1 equal to minus E1 I1 R1. And that is and what about E2 equal to I2, here V2 I2 R2. But we have extra resistance, there is what about here? J plus J I1 X1. So J I2 X2. After combine these two, after this the I1 is common here, I2 is common here. Then you can get what about here? This one. and you can get this. This is what about here E2 equal to V2 plus I2 of R2 plus JX2. Then I2 of R2 plus JX2 here. So as you know that R1 plus JX1 is nothing but what about Z1. R2 plus JX2 is nothing but what about Z2. That is what you get here. V1 equal to E1 plus I1 Z1. So there is E2 equal to V2 plus I2 Z2. Like that. So these are the terms you have to know. Okay. So as at no load and light loads, the primary and secondary ampere turns are small. So always remember, no load means there is light load means this is the low load condition. Low load. Light means low load. There is low load. Ampere turns are small, hence leakage fluxes are negligible. Ampere turns are small, leakage fluxes are negligible. So, but when it is loaded, so when it is no load and light load conditions, the primary and secondary ampere turns like N1 and N2 are very small. So hence leakage fluxes are negligible. But when load is increased, so when it is loaded, that should be increased with both primary and secondary carry fuse currents like I1 and I2. So that's why. So the effect of induced EMF due to this leakage flux equivalent to a small inductive coil in series with each winding. Small inductive coil this is. Such that the voltage drop in each series coil is equal to that produced by the leakage flux as shown in figure. So where X1 equal to EL1 by I1 and X2 there is EL2 by I2. Simply I can say that there is I1 X1 equal to EL1 and I2 X2 equal to EL2. Here I1 X1 and here I2 X2. That is equal to what about here because of leakage flux some EL1 is present, because of this leakage flux that EL2 is present here. So from that X1 equal to what you get here. So there is EL1 by I1. Similarly, there is X2 equal to what about EL2 by I2. Same. So the terms X1 and X2 are the primary and secondary leakage reactances. Primary and secondary leakage reactances here. Okay. Following few points should be kept in mind here. The leakage flux links one or the other winding but not both. Hence it in no way. So there is what about in no way contributes to the transfer of energy from primary to secondary. What I am saying here simply. So the leakage flux is the flux. Simple. The leakage flux is the flux which links with either primary or secondary but not both. Either primary or so that is what the leakage flux is the flux. So this is the flux because of I1. So there is a flux pi L1 here. There is a flux, but the pi L1 is not links with the secondary. This pi L2 not links with the primary. That point you have to remember. So the leakage flux is the flux which links either primary or secondary, but not both. But not both, and it's not having any role. And it's not having any role for transferring power from one circuit to another circuit. Simply here given. Hence it in no way contributes to the transfer of energy from primary to secondary. Primary to secondary. So it's not having any role for transferring power from one circuit to another circuit. So the primary voltage V1 will have to supply reactive drop, that is I1 X1, like I1 X1. In addition to I1 R1. So in addition to I1 R1, similarly E2 will have to supply reactive drop I2 X2 in addition to I2 R2. Okay. So now we'll see I1 R1 and what about here R1 X1. Now we'll observe. So in previous case, then you can get R1 X1 and you can get Z1. Here R2 X2, then you can get Z2 here. So this is the I1 and I2 here when the load is connected here. So here transfer, first of all, in first case transfer with the resistance with no manual leakage flux. So transfer with the resistance with manual leakage flux. And after that, what about transfer with resistance and leakage reactance? So then you can get what about here R1 X1 and R2 X2 here, both like that. So in figure as shown, primary and secondary windings are transferred with reactance taken out the taken out of these windings. So the primary impedance and voltage equations are given by Z1 equal to R1. So like that, R1 plus JX1. So this one. So R1 plus JX1. And what about here? So R1 X1 square here. That is so there is less than or tan inverse of X1 by R1. So V1, that is in that V1 equal to E1 plus R1 plus JX1. Generally we have this is the minus. V1 equal to minus E1 plus R1 plus JX1 of I1. Or otherwise you can write that what about here? So R1 plus JX1 is nothing but what about here? Z1. That's why I have wrote here Z1. So similarly, secondary impedance and voltage equations are Z equal to R2 plus JX2. So square root of R2 square plus X2 square, that is less than or tan inverse of X2 by R2. So E2 equal to V2 plus R2 plus JX2, that is here. R2 plus JX2, that is of I2, that is V2 plus Z2 I2. V2 plus Z2 I2 here. Okay, this is what about here? V1 equal to E1 plus Z1 I1. So here E2 equal to V2 plus Z2 I2 here. So these are the two relations. These are the voltage equations of transform with respect to primary and secondary. So from that I am going to discuss the vector diagram for such a transformer for different kinds of loads. Now we can see, this is the resistive load, inductive load and capacitive load here. So actually the time is actually 3:30, I think so, 3:33. So we will discuss later the phasor diagram. After that we will discuss the equivalent circuit of transformer. This is the phasor diagram. We will discuss later. Okay. So please don't miss the class. Next class we have a important class will be there. This is the most important equivalent circuit. Equivalent circuit. So next class we'll discuss. Don't worry. So by the way, if you have any doubts, just ask me. 1 minute. I am going to take that.